Happy New Year, my friends. I'm Sean D. Florence, the Alderman of Style, the creative cultivator and curator of all things fabulous, as we bid farewell to 2014 and greet this new milestone year 2015 with renewed resolution for improvement to be greater and better. We must first take a retrospective look back at 2014. But this is not your normal New Year's reflection. This is a look back at 2014's most hideous, unsavory, and darn right repugnant trends, obsessions, and actions of the masses. A carefully curated list of 10 things that we saw in 2014 that shall not make it into the new year. So what are we going to do? Leave it. That's right, I said leave it. With that said, I present to you my 2014 Leave It list. Number 10, heavy starch. The 1990s brought us good rap music, Tommy Hilfigers, Jabots, and heavily starched, deep-creased jeans. Now, as most of us left those things in the 90s with our cross colors and cassettes, there are still a crop of brothers that are still doing a bi-weekly haul to the nearest cowboy cleaners to take 5 pair of jeans and requesting heavy starch. Pants are so stiff that they stand up on the side of the beds when they take them off. Did someone forget to page them and tell them that we're not doing that anymore? Because chances are, if you're still getting your britches heavily starched, you're probably still paying your beeper bill. Hello, we're not doing that anymore. We've been delivered. Heavy starch, leave it. Number 9, systems. You might be all about that bass, but we're not anymore. Nobody in 2014 wants to pull up next to you at the light and hear you blasting UGK while their kids are in the car, vibrating their windows, everything rattling, but let alone who wants to ride with you, drawing attention to your Crown Victoria that you probably got at auction with the primer on the passenger side door. Dude, your car is not painted all the way and no one really wants to hear that, so why are you drawing attention to your car? So, if you're still scouring pawn shops and green sheets for tweeters, tens, and amps, it's a problem. Chances are you're probably still wearing starched jeans, Nike Cortez, and paying your beeper bill. Booming systems, we're going to leave them. Number 8, boots with the fur. Flo Rida's smash hit Low took 2007 by storm. Everyone from white to black were walking around singing, apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. But 7 years later, chicks still think that it's okay when the temperature drops 10 below that they should pull out those darn boots with the fur. Yep, those are the ones with the lace and the little furry balls at the ends. Those are the ones I don't want to see. Yeah, you know what you should do with those? Burn them right along with your apple bottom jeans. Boots with the fur, we're gonna leave them. Number 7, 2014 brought us bold new lip colors. Some of them so bold they were darn right scary. This year we saw more bright colors on lips than colors on a gay pride parade. I saw lime green, cotton candy pink, dirty motor all black, even electric blue. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some chicks who can get away with wearing those bright colors, like the white folks red and things like that. But then there are kids who just can't do it and probably shouldn't do it. While some of you are walking around with that blue looking like you had just, got done eating Smurf booty, but why? Why do you want to look like that? So ladies, what are we going to do? We're going to ring in those bright hues for 2015 and leave it. Number 6. Someone once said you can be anything in life that you want to be. And in 2014, there were a host of people who actually believed it. With social media popularity at an all-time high, sites like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter gave us an insurgence of microwave moguls, overnight experts, and instant professionals. Which brings me to my number 6 thing on the list: unrealistic expectations. I'm good with a lot of things, but I just can't wake up tomorrow morning and say I'm going to play pro basketball. Hell no. Some things are just unrealistic. Some of y'all became models and you didn't tell your bodies. Some of y'all became makeup artists and you didn't tell your hands about your new craft or the things that you were doing. In 2015, we're going to be realistic about what we can do and what we can't do. Find one craft, study it, nurture it, and allow yourself to become good at it before you go calling up Vistaprint to get business cards and having a launch party, or posting online to tell everyone that you're an expert at something we didn't even know you did at all. So, unrealistic expectations and microwave experts, we're going to leave them. Number 5. It's been almost 2 years since Beyonce dropped that Midnight Visual album. And with that album, she gave us some catchy songs, but even more, some catchy hashtags. Like hashtag, I woke up like this, hashtag, flawless, and hashtag, pretty hurts. So, number 5 is Beyonce hashtags. I've seen too many hashtags that did not accurately reflect the picture to which they referred. You have to be careful with these flawless hashtags because unbeknownst to you, that pic that you posted, there were a few flaws. Then there's the I woke up like this hashtag. Sweetie, we can tell. You look like you just woke up. So let's leave these hashtags in 2014. My number 4 is a revisit from last year's list. I guess some of you all just didn't take heed. As the natural hair movement continues to take the world by storm, leaving some of you chicks looking like you've just got out of a storm. There are some things that just aren't for everyone. Some folks have a grade of hair that naturally lends itself to the natural hair movement, while others are a true testament to why Madam C.J. Walker created the perm. Not everyone needs to be rocking those pubic froze, so in 2015, we're going to leave the natural hair movement there. Leave it. Number 3, cakes. Everyone loves cake, right? But I'm not just talking about any cakes. Cake decoration has gone to a new level and the masses have caught on. So here's the problem. Some of you are getting fabulous cake made to look like things that you don't own or let alone can afford. You got a cake with some red bottoms on the top of it and the most expensive pair of shoes you own in your closet or a pair of run-over pumps from Sears. Or, better yet, you got a Chanel purse cake and the only purse you have in your closet is a baby fat satchel bag. That makes absolutely no sense. So, this trend of getting cakes made to represent things that are not actually in your life, we shall leave it. Number 2, we live in a fast-paced society. There are some things you want to do quick and fast, like an oil change or speedy checkout at the grocery store. But then there are things that should never be done quickly, like a quick open heart surgery or a quick root canal or a quick weave. Who wants to rush the job on their hair? I mean, getting your hair done is tricky enough by itself before you add rushing the job and getting a quick weave. I mean, when you got Shaquenda taking an alternatively quick route to installing your extensions, it sounds like a recipe for disaster. And even more troubling than the quick weave is its equally repulsive counterpart, the 27-piece. And you may ask, what exactly is a 27-piece? It's a pack of 27 pieces of prepackaged hair with the intent of being glued and affixed to one's head like puzzle pieces to achieve the most ratchetest of looks. Now, the problem with 27 pieces is some of you sisters are either leaving out pieces or buying discount packages with missing pieces. So you got like a 19-piece or a 27-piece is actually a 22-piece. So you know what we're going to do with those 27 pieces and quick weaves? Leave them. Number 1, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. What is the number 1 thing to leave in 2014? Actually, it's something we don't want to leave at all, but it's being left. The number 1 thing on the list this year is edges. 2014 saw the absence of many edges. From Naomi Campbell to Tamar Braxton, Edges were missing everywhere. So you ask, why are we going to do this? We're going to replenish those edges, recultivate them, or whatever we have to do to bring them into 2015. You know, God gave you edges, so you should have them when He returns. So the number one thing, edges. Let's see them in 2015. That concludes our list. I'd like to thank you for joining me. I'm Sean D. Florence, the Alderman of Style. See you in 365 days for next year's Leave It list.